Hello and welcome. Hello, Nancy Deborah. Oh, you're on mute.
You keep muting me. I swear it's not me. Hi, Brian Schulman. How are you?
Hello. Good to
Here
see
we
you.
are. And let's see. Hi, Tim. Hi, Mariella. Hi, Emily. Hi, Jenny Gold. We'll do it officially, but just a quick hello to you guys. We see you there. We love that you are with us right from the start. And we know that you are going to be following along not only with us for these next 2 hours, but throughout these 24 hours with all the amazing live streamers who are donating their time and just this amazing community we have. It's such a show of what this is really all about. So let's like get this kicked off. So we'll do the official welcome to the 4th hour of Open Your Hearts and Wallets for Blood Cancers. It's a 24-hour fundraising event. I'm Nancy Barrows and
I'm Brian Schulman.
And we are co-hosts for the 4th and 5th hours of this important event. And our connections to cancer are, well, unfortunately, we have connections, right? And I will share my very first memory of cancer was when I was in high school and my best friend's brother was diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease, fought bravely for 2 years until he lost his battle ultimately. And it was a very young, impressionable time to see dear people I love go through such a thing, but also to learn about mortality and the ravages of cancer. And I know, Brian, you have more personal connections to cancer. If you would share.
I do. Some positive, those that have beat cancer and say F cancer and survived through it. And many, unfortunately, in my family that have not. Mariella is saying she can't see us.
Where are you, Mariella?
Yes.
Which
Mariella,
platform?
where are you?
She's LinkedIn.
She's LinkedIn. All
How's
right.
everybody else on LinkedIn? Are we there?
Yes. Let us know.
I can see us on LinkedIn.
I see us on LinkedIn, so we're okay. There may just be a bit of a delay. But
I'm sorry to interrupt. You had positives to share about.
Okay. Yes, positives to share. My mom beat breast cancer. My uncle beat cancer. I lost my grandmother to cancer. My dad had cancer and beat it. There are many in my family that have had cancer. Again, unfortunately, some that have passed on. My grandfather. There's a lot. There's a lot. But it's why we are so passionate about being here and supporting such an incredibly important cause for those that we know and those that we do not, that need our love, that need our support. And that is exactly why we are here, as well as all our fellow broadcasters across this incredible 24-hour event in the support of beating cancer. So yes. As we get started here, I want to give a shout out to our dear friend Dave Chemetsky, aka Uncle Dave. Dave saw the event go up literally right after we put it across all platforms, and he reached out asking if he could participate in the fundraising by donating 20% of the sales of his t-shirts to this event. You can check out his website and get your R in Heart t-shirt, which supports a donation to LLS. You can go to www.lipressworks.com/Uncle Dave. You'll see Nancy Deborah's shirt right here.
Look what he made me. I have a real shirt.
Yeah, she's got a real shirt. She does. Mine is actually right here. Hold on a second. I'm gonna grab it, and we're gonna do a screenshot here as I'm putting it in my mouth because I only have 2 hands. So there we go. So my word is resolute. Nancy Deborah's is real. These are incredible, you guys. You can get them in multiple colors.
And most importantly, hang on, they are incredible. But most importantly, 20% of the sales to these t-shirts tonight are being donated to the Open Your Hearts and Wallets 24-hour fundraising event. Yes. Our efforts here, yes, they are going to be, not only do you get a really nice t-shirt and wear it proud on your body about the word that resonates with you, which R is one of the resonate words, but 20% of all proceeds are being generously donated by Uncle Dave to this event, that this money will then go to Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And this event runs till 6 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday, tomorrow, March 9th. And it's a part of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Man and Woman of the Year program. And if you're not familiar with it, there's going to be a scroller going on around donate, and in the comments, that's why we're here. But It is over the next 24 hours, there will be live stream shows going on with cancer survivors and supporters sharing their stories, musicians, entertainers, performing, and more. And you can go to that link to find the current live stream shows that are going on. Let us, but
we'll be updating you. We'll be updating the link on that page through 24 hours and letting you know how much money is being raised. Tim is with us in the comments. He's already started to share. If I recall right, it was over $3,500 that has been raised thus far, which is fantastic. Every dollar counts. Every dollar counts.
Every dollar does count. And I want to let you guys know, in case you're not fully familiar with this, the Man and Woman of the Year campaign is a 10-week philanthropic competition to support blood cancer research among a group of motivated and dedicated individuals in communities across the United States. Candidates form powerful fundraising teams and communities. Shout out to our amazing teams and Tim's team that he's put together here, and compete in honor of 2 local children. So we're in that Pennsylvania area who are blood cancer survivors. So we're here tonight to raise money, of course, for the Lymphoma Leukemia Society and for all they do. But we are also doing this in honor of 2 local children who have survived blood cancer. And there's a boy and a girl of the year, and you'll be hearing more about them.
Yes, absolutely. Our goal is to raise $50,000, guys. So every dollar counts. We need your help. We appreciate every dollar you are sharing, and we appreciate you sharing the show. This is important for people to see. The more people that see it, the more people can help. People like Uncle Dave that are out there supporting through sales of his shirts. There are so many out there that are supporting this cause, and we so appreciate each and every one of you.
And we do have on the ticker now the link. And I saw Dave in the comment. Uncle Dave was saying that there's already been sales, and Raquel piped in and saying she's going to go ahead and get hers. And Raquel, I wouldn't be surprised if you couldn't get Raquel on it. I don't know. You might want to look at some of those words. I think there are some there that perfectly describe you. Okay. And yes, I did put it in the ticker. So Christine, you can go find that there. And our current total, according to our Tim Sohn here, who's everywhere these next 24 hours, we're at 6% of our goal already, you guys. We're in hour 4. If we keep this up, we are going to blow that goal through the roof. So don't stop giving. You guys know what to do. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's what we're made of. We give, we support, we love. So putting together a campaign like this truly takes a village. And Pamela Formica from Leukemia Lymphoma Society has been such a huge help during this whole process. We're going to play a video from Pam, and she's going to share with us a bit more about LLS and the Man and Woman of the Year program. Brian?
He is.
Hi, my name's Pam Formica. I am the Campaign Development Director for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and I'm so happy to be able to share a little bit with you today about LLS. So we are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and our main mission is to find a cure for blood cancers. That would be leukemia, lymphoma, Hodgkin's, and myeloma. We also have 3 pillars, and one of those pillars is advocacy, research. We make sure that everything that we do, that we are keeping our patients at the forefront of everything. We are still one of the only organizations that still gives patient financial aid and copay assistance for the things that your health insurance doesn't cover. And the way that we do all of this is through people like yourselves who help us out through our signature campaigns. And the campaign that you're going to hear about throughout this 24 hours is the Man and Woman of the Year campaign. It's a secret 10-week fundraising campaign where members of the community have signed on to utilize their networks through events and fundraising. And at the end of the 10 weeks, we have a grand finale gala where we will name a Man and a Woman of the Year. So many amazing people doing amazing things to help promote our mission. One of our largest initiatives coming up is our children's initiative, where we've committed over $160 million over the next 5 years to help close the percentage for our pediatric cancer. So as you can imagine, the world of pediatrics does not get a lot of funding. And so LLS has really stepped up because we were an organization that was founded by a family. Their 16-year-old son had passed away from leukemia, and they wanted to make a difference. And so last year during our anniversary, our CEO said we're going back to our roots. And so the Children's Initiative is a large initiative for LLS. And really, we want to make sure that every child is able to have long-term results and not so many side effects.
Thank you, Pam. You guys give Pam some love. She's been instrumental in helping Tim and the team get this event up, running, and successful. So show her some love there in the comments. Okay, ready?
Let's go.
All right. Tim Sohn decided to be a candidate for Man and Woman of the Year because he was diagnosed with chronic leukemia 15 years ago. Many of you have heard his story. He started sharing his cancer journey in June on Jenny Gold's show. We shout out to Jenny Gold, and many places since then. He found out just this past December that he is cancer-free. Woo!
Come on. Seriously,
Guys,
that is absolutely incredible.
Cancer-free after 15 years. Launched the show, the Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer show with his bestie, Kara Olker. Shout out to his bestie, Kara. Just a few months ago, where they invite cancer survivors and supporters to share their stories and connect and support with one another. He has a fire in him now more than ever to help other cancer survivors and supporters.
So that's why we are here today, to show up, to change lives. Tim is now cancer-free. Cancer-free. That is absolutely incredible. But that can change in a heartbeat.
And many are not cancer-free and are struggling right now as we speak. Each person's story is different. Each person is impacted in a different way, as we have discovered on Showing Up and through this telethon. Speaking of stories, we're now going to share with you the story of Brooklyn, who had cancer, was cancer-free, and then relapsed.
Maybe, okay, so you're recording?
Yes.
Okay, maybe say, hi, my name is Brooklyn.
My name is Brooklyn. This is my identical twin sister, Alyssa. And this is my pet bearded dragon, Smaug. I love my dragon a lot. I would describe myself as very passionate. I love to write. I like to play the violin. I remember getting the biopsy results in my sister's bedroom. Diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. I had just turned 21. I was terrified on my first day of treatment. And before I knew it, I was getting continuous chemo for 96 hours straight. But none of it was working. At that point, we realized that we couldn't pass up any opportunities, and we had to take every moment that we could. So one of the things we did was take time for me and my sister to go find me a wedding dress. Not because I was getting married, but just to have the experience and to be able to find that perfect dress with my sister and share that moment together, since we knew that we couldn't guarantee it anymore. We were trying to learn everything we could about my diagnosis. That's why we went to LLS's blood cancer conference. And from that day on, LLS just became a big part of our lives. They helped me find meaning through volunteering and sharing my story. And they just gave me a blood cancer family. I thank LLS the most for funding my clinical trial. Getting the compassionate acceptance was really exciting, but my goodness, it was rough. And I finally got a remission. relapsed less than 3 months later. We were sitting on a concrete bench outside the hospital thinking, why did we ever do this? A lot of feelings of defeat. I just kept asking how. How could we have done all of this? None of it mattered then. I still had cancer. So here we are. I've received all the standard treatments and even the newest blood cancer advances. And the only option now is treatment that just might slow down the cancer and buy a little bit of time. It's really hard to watch yourself get sicker. If you're not in the hospital for chemo, you're there because you have fluid in your chest or have another infection or need another blood transfusion. I'm exhausted and my family is exhausted, but I love my family and I love living life with them. We're relying on something better, more research. You give us a hope that we're hanging on to for my life. LLS calls me an honored hero, but really, you're my heroes.
You're on mute, Nancy.
Goodness, my keeps muting on its own, I swear. But just thank you to the Positive Vibe Tribe and to everyone who's here with us tonight. Sending love to Brooklyn. We know she feels it. We know it's a heartbreaking story, and it's one of many. And that's exactly why we're here tonight, because we know more of those stories. We're opening our wallets and our hearts, and we're making sure something big happens here. Some changes come about. Families are supportive. Cancer becomes a word that we no longer have to discuss. That's our goal. So I'm going to put up that linky dink right now, because no other time, no better time to open your hearts and wallets now. And we tell you all the time, and it is absolutely true, that every dollar counts. What you can. Do what you can do. And that dollar is going to make a difference. Tim put some great stats here in our comments that I can bring back up for you guys to know what a dollar does. A dollar funds all sorts of programs and support. It helps Cures for Cancer. You heard Brooklyn saying that, you know, she had access to cutting edge trials and things like that because the Leukemia Lymphoma Society is doing what they're doing. So we want to make sure that they can continue to do what they're doing. So please donate what you can. And as we always remind you, that showing up is giving. So thank you for being here to support. We love you. And yes, Brooklyn is a genuine hero.
Yes, she is. She is. And we talk about the importance of showing up. And we have a dear friend who has shown up for all of us today and to support this incredible initiative. So Nancy, Deborah, if you would, can we please introduce our guest joining us for the evening for some entertainment?
Yes, we have our friend, hello, Ashok, who is the founder of the Empathy Clinic, which tells you this much about him. And I don't know, I can't make sure I can hear you, Ashok. Say hello to everyone.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect. So Ashok, why don't you share with us a bit about your connection to cancer and then share a song with us?
Well, I lost my mom to cancer in 1990, and I've lost a series of people to cancer, colleagues, and recently a good friend just in October who struggled with hepatobiliary cancer for 18 months. And he called me. I've known him since I was 8, and I'm 62 now, so that's the span of time we've known each other. And I love him, and he's in my heart, and I set up a way to speak to him every week. he lives in England. Is the problem, and I live in Canada. So we would try and talk regularly. And I finally got to England, but he said he was so scared that he might get COVID, so I couldn't see him. And I got back from England. He died exactly a week later. And I'm going to try not to cry tonight, even though I've been practicing some of these songs and I've actually gotten a bit weepy during some of them.
We encourage crying.
We encourage it.
Well, if that happens, if that happens, the show will go on, of course. But when Tim
if that happens, we all share our humanity together in this beautiful space. So
yes,
when Tim asked me to do this, I thought it'd be a great opportunity to reach out and help in any way that I can. And because cancer is such a big part of my life in so many ways, any chance I get to help out with the fight, so that cancer one day, I actually believe will. I'm a doctor, so I think it will be beaten one day. And I just want to be hopeful that I can play a little tiny part in that, and you guys are helping me do that tonight.
Thank you, Ashok.
So I actually learned this song a couple of days before Prince passed away. I'm going to play my version of Purple Rain. I've changed the lyrics to be specific to what we're doing tonight. And can I just start it off then?
Please.
Okay, let's go. The day that you got your diagnosis, had to run from the pain. The day you got your prognosis, I came right back again. Don't know how much time we have. I don't have time to make it real. I don't know how much time that we have. All I know is I had to make it real. How much time? 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 How much time do I have to say I love you? Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Ashok.
How lucky we are. Thank you so much. It's beautiful and heartfelt. Thank you for that. Ashok will be back. We're gonna take you out for a minute. We're gonna move on to a couple videos. We're gonna bring you back. Ashok, we both did it at the same time. Have 2 songs ready for us next time. One's not enough.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. All right, wonderful. Well, LLS is always hard at work with its many programs, including research and trials. So I'm excited to share this video. We're excited to share this video with you about LLS Pedal, the first global precision medicine clinical trial in pediatric acute leukemia.
What we're trying to do here with LLS Pedal is to do something that's never been done before, and that's to match the child to a trial almost in real time. You could imagine a child coming in with relapsed leukemia and to be able to figure out within 24, 48 hours a new therapy to put that child on and to get that therapy started. That's never been done before.
We've been using the same drugs for the last 40 to 50 years. These are drugs that have been designed primarily for adult cancers, and we've been using them in kids to improve outcomes. And we've probably gotten as much mileage out of them as we can for many of these types of leukemias that we're treating.
Uh-oh.
The beauty of life. We're good.
It is. It'll come back to us here in just a second.
We've pushed the limit of toxicity as far as we can. If we're going to make new progress, we need new therapies.
With this initiative, if we are successful, we can bring in massive number of pediatric leukemia patients to answer questions in a few short years rather than decades. And the fact that we have failed to do that really requires for us to change the way we're thinking. And change the paradigm.
Pediatric leukemia is actually different from adult.
Thanks for bearing with us.
Yes, that is live for you, but you guys stick with us. I know that if you're watching, you've already figured out that your donations will change the lives of so many. Thank you. This video is just sharing with us one of the many ways that.
So the changes that we see in the leukemia cells at the level of the genes are actually quite different from those seen in adult leukemias. So it's really important to actually focus research specifically on childhood leukemias, both acute myeloid leukemia as well as acute lymphoblastic leukemia. I am so excited that the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is going to support a next generation clinical trial.
Tell us about that trial.
Very similar to the adult BEAT AML trial. This trial is actually going to...
It's going to keep you on your toes to hear what she says next.
It is. It's a good thing Tim gave us 2 hours, huh?
It is.
We'll give it another second. We can always come back to it.
We will, and we can, because we have so much more to share with you.
To enable a master trial for children with AML and other high-risk leukemia.
And I did ask people where you were tuning in from, and I see you starting to share. We are across this nation and across the globe. Mark Lee has joined us from North Carolina. Robert Murray has been here. He's here from Alaska. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. So as part of this study, really for the very first time, we're going to be able to sequence the gene changes in a child's leukemia and then match those.
Don't you love buffering?
Buffering.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Hey, look. It's
look,
it's science.
These gene changes to drugs in a series of clinical studies.
How much more on this video?
It's actually almost done.
Okay, come on, we can do it. Yay!
We can do this. Come on, buffering. Give us the buffer love in the comments.
You know what we need? We need KDJ. He could explain this in just a second.
That's right. Yes, he can.
Without LLS's backing, we could never even dream of a project like this, because this is a huge initiative that's going to require data from lots of different sources and an enormous infrastructure, the likes of which we've never seen before.
I have never been this optimistic as I stand here today. We can do this.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can, because incredible things happen when we come together.
This is
Thank you, LLS, so much for sharing that with us.
This is
So
true. And how powerful, right? How powerful hope, how powerful knowing we can make a change is.
Yes.
That's just incredible.
It is incredible. And so are all of you that are paying attention, that are watching with us, that are paying attention to the ticker and understanding that every dollar counts. You can donate by going to donations.perspectivesoncancer.com. You can donate by check by mailing it out to LLS. Mail to Tim Sohn, 120 Cara Lane, Shohola, PA 18458. Oh, Shohola. And speaking of Shohola, Nancy Deborah.
Yes, Brian Schulman.
We actually have another video we'd like to share. And, you know, stories are so important to share, and they truly affect our lives.
Yes. So I think I know where this is going. And several months ago, Kara Oliker, Tim's bestie, you guys know, and co-host of Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer, actually interviewed Tim about his connection to cancer as a 15-year leukemia survivor. Let's take a listen to some of that.
All right. We're actually going to play a couple clips for you. First, this is about sharing your story of cancer.
Call to decide who to tell and when. You will definitely find out pretty quick who your inner circle is. There's no gray zone with cancer. Did you find that to be true, Tim?
I didn't find that. Like, I've only found, I mean, I did not tell a lot of people early on that I had leukemia. Even, you know, like, we kept it pretty close to our close family, just because we didn't know what to expect, and we just decided to keep it that way. And I didn't share my story until 15 years later. And when I shared my story, I didn't tell my family I was going to do it either.
So how's that been working out for you, by the way?
It's all good now. It's all good now. But I mean, you know, there were some conversations that happened after, you know, but everybody's been very supportive, especially, well, I think they would be supportive either way, but just like there's been so much positive feedback, and so many people like Bob who have, you know, reached out, and other amazing people here in this community, whether it's other survivors or, you know, people sharing that they've had a family member who has cancer, or, you know, different things, that everybody's just been so supportive and loving and sharing their stories. So, yeah, it's been, but it's definitely hard to decide, you know, like when
Tim talks more about the toughness, and we're actually going to share a little bit more specifically around how Tim talks about telling his kids about leukemia and how to protect your kids and when to tell them. If you've ever experienced it before, you know this is not something that is easy to do.
Like, kind of the way that I look at it is that I don't want to cause them, like, our kids are 10 and 7, you know, like first grade and higher, and I don't want to have to give them stress or worry at that age. That, like, if one of my parents told me that early on, I don't know how I would react, really, because that didn't happen to me. But just kind of my reasoning is that it's not, like, I'm not going to say it's not affecting me, because it affects me in some ways, but I'm not really sick. Like, they can't see that I'm sick other than the migraines, which allegedly aren't connected to the cancer, you know? So we were talking about this the other day, Bestie. Mm-hmm. I know we're going to talk about your perspective next.
We're gonna come back to that. There is another moment that we'd like to share, and really it comes around the positive of sharing Tim's story. So you understand the importance of having the conversation, the when, the how, the why when it comes to your kiddos. And now Tim's going to share a little bit with you about the positive of sharing your story. And if give me 1 second here, I'll guess where we're going to be.
And Tim has, I put that up. He has since talked to the girls about it. So that, you know, everybody's story is ever evolving, and there are steps that we are constantly taking, decisions we're making, and places we celebrate.
And sharing my story, like, you know, connecting with other survivors, and, you know, having the opportunity to share my stories on different shows and different platforms and newsletters and virtual events and, like, so many different places, that, and the feedback, like, you know, just like the messages of love and care and concern and stories from others. Like, if you are like a survivor, or you have some other sort of connection to cancer, and if you share your story, most likely what's going to happen is a similar thing, that people are going to spread love on you, and you're going to connect with other amazing human beings that are in similar situations as you. Yeah. I never expected any of this to happen. And I'm just so grateful for every single part of it.
And we so appreciate you, Tim, for sharing your story, because it has literally impacted so many lives around the world. Sorry, I had to do it. So many lives around the world, and continues to, as you continue to show up and you continue to share your story. Speaking of someone who has a way of sharing his stories, you might have seen our entertainer for the evening, Ashok. Well, we're going to bring Ashok back because he has some more music to share from his heart, and he's excited to be joining us back once again. Before we do, Nancy Deborah, if you would please remind everyone what the event is, what it's for, and how they can help support.
Absolutely. So you guys, if you're just joining us, welcome in. You are now part of the, I guess we're in the 4th hour and 47th minute of the Open Your Hearts and Wallets Blood Cancer's 24-hour fundraising event. We are here because we can be. We're here because we want to make a difference. And over the 24 hours, there will be live stream shows going on with cancer survivors, supporters that are sharing their stories, musicians and entertainers. And you can go to a link and find out where everybody is. But man and women, we're here because of the Man and Woman of the Year program for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And it's a 10-week philanthropic, starting over. Man and Woman of the Year is a 10-week philanthropic competition to support blood cancer research among a group of motivated. I'm an hour and 47 in. This isn't okay. Motivated and dedicated individuals across communities in the United States. Powerful fundraising teams are formed. You're seeing the effects and fruits of those labors with this team. And we compete in honor of 2 local children who are blood cancer survivors. And you guys, our goal in this 24 hours is $50,000. It's a drop in the bucket. If we all give, we will get there. And reminding you, if you can't right now give $1, give what you can. Share this event. Share our segment, share another segment, let people know what we're doing, because there's someone out there that A, needs to hear this because they're going through something, and B, can give. So please share, and we remind you always, showing up is giving. This 24-hour fundraising event, we need you. We need you to keep us going, to keep each other going, and to keep the word out there of what we're doing and keep those funds coming in. So as we bring back Ashok, who I think is ready, yes?
Yes, he is. We're going to bring him on now, and we welcome you, Ashok. Thank you so much for performing tonight. And you know, we're excited for those that are just joining us. We're excited for you to be here. It means so much to us, and we'd love for you to share your connection to cancer with everyone that has just joined us.
Well, my connection to cancer is that I've lost many people to cancer. I am a doctor as well, so I've lost many clients. I've done lots of end-of-life care as a psychiatrist to people I've lost. And, you know, something that I've noticed, it never gets easier. And my heart is not lighter because I'm a doctor. If anything, it's much heavier. But instead of finding that heaviness weighs me down, I actually feel quite hopeful, because when I lose somebody, I live more for them. So it's kind of like my heart's carrying all these people I've lost, and it's almost my responsibility to make the absolute most of any and all opportunity that I can have. And then I can actually share that to other people, inspire them with hope as well. And I think cancer is a horrifically frightening condition. But at the same time, life is an incredible experience. And if I can help people realize that cancer, it doesn't mean that you're dying. And so many cancers now are treatable and are curable. And that's something that is amazing. My mom had cancer. She would have been treated now, but she wasn't able to be treated when she got it because it was just too long ago for that to happen. But that's why I'm helping out, because I think the more we know about it, the more we help with it. One day, cancer will be something of the past.
Thank you so much, Ashok, for sharing that. And so true. Well, without further ado, we're excited to hear you play once again. So the stage, the screen is yours.
So I'm going to play a couple of songs, but the first one is Wicked Game by Chris Isaak. And I have always loved this tune. And I think cancer is a wicked game. And I think it kind of applies for me at a heart level. So let me set it up and we'll get going with it.
Perfect. Thank you for, again, being here. Thank you to all of you for being here, Ashok. Please.
Was on fire, no could see who do the strange was the foolish people. I never knew that I'd meet somebody like you. I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I wanna fall in love. No, I wanna fall in love. What a wicked game to play. You make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do. You make me me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say. Never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do. Make me dream of you, and I wanna fall in love. No, I wanna fall in love. The world was on fire, no one could save me but you. Isn't it strange what foolish people do? I never dreamed that I'd love somebody like you. I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I wanna fall in love. No, I wanna fall in love. No, I wanna fall in love. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Ashok. That was amazing.
The next one I'm going to play is by a song by Bread. It's nobody really covers this one, but I also thought it's really important, and it's about loss as well. So I'm sorry to bring the audience down about this, but I think that's what needs to happen. So let me start that one now, if that's okay with you guys.
That's great, because we have a special guest right after this.
Great. You sheltered me from harm, keep me warm, keep me warm. You gave my life to me, set me free, set me free. Finest skies I ever knew, for all the years I had with you, I would give anything I own. I give up my life, my heart, my home. I would give everything I own just to have you back again. You taught me how to love, what it's all. It's never said too much, but showed me the way, and I knew what you do. Nobody ever could know the part of me that let you go. I will give everything I own, give up my life, my heart, my home. I will give everything I own just to have you back. Is there someone you know and you're loving them so, but you're taking them all for granted. You may lose them someday, cancer takes them away, and you never hear the words you wanna hear. I would give anything I own, give up my life, my heart, my home. I will give everything I own just to have you back again. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashok. That was wonderful. Nancy, Deborah, you're on mute again.
Gosh, I swear I know what I'm doing. I have to grab a Kleenex. Sorry. Thank you, Ashok. Thank you so much. Yes. We're going to take you out for a minute, and I know you have one final song for us, so you'll be back, and we'll see you in just a bit. Wonderful. So you guys, amazing.
Absolutely amazing. You know,
the ways that everyone is giving, right? That's really the amazing part. And the amazing part, not really amazing, because we know your hearts and we know who you are and we love you and you are our family. So we know that you have the biggest hearts and you have giving hearts and hearts of service. And so we appreciate everything that you are doing, all the ways you're showing up. And we wanted to give you a very special opportunity to spend a little bit of time with the man who pulled this all together, our candidate for Man and Woman of the Year 2022, who's got his hand up already. He's ready to go. Without further ado, let's bring him on. There he is.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Nancy Barrows. Hello, Brian Schulman.
How are you doing?
My heart is so full. I love you guys. I love everyone. Love is radiating everywhere. Just like
off the screen.
We see that. Yes. It's just we're overwhelmed with love. It's a beautiful thing.
And yes.
Now, I think we shared a bit about your story, your journey with cancer. And you have shared that story and inspired so many. I want to know, and it's hard because I know you're not even the middle of it. You're just in it right now. This event was a huge undertaking.
We're in it. We're right here.
We're in it. We are 5 hours in it now, right? Officially 5 hours in it.
5 hours. This is the 5th hour. Welcome to the 5th hour of Open Your Hearts.
Where we Open Your Hearts and Wallets for Blood Cancers, where we are in the 5th hour of a 24-hour fundraising event.
Yes.
And here we are. It's going to be going on, like we said, for 24 hours. You're going to find live streamers all over all sorts of platforms, donating their time and keeping this going so that you guys have the opportunity to donate and be a part of this event. So Tim, I know people know your story, and where I was going with this is 5 hours in, you haven't had a lot of time to process, which I kind of really like, is
or pee either.
Well, you need a full force pee break.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Full force pee break. But I want to know, like, what's the predominant emotion you're feeling right now?
Gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Just gratitude. Just people. So many people are showing up and just people sharing their stories and gratitude. I would say that's the number one word, gratitude.
And for a moment of reflecting back before you were sharing your story openly, if someone is out there and they are wanting to share their story, not sure about sharing their story, just haven't yet taken that step, what would you tell them now that you've told your story and coming from a place of, I know, being scared to share your story, but knowing the importance of it? What would you say to someone who is thinking about doing it?
First of all, you have to share your story when you're comfortable sharing your story. I waited 15 years to share my story. I shared my story when 3 things came together. When I started creating Radiating Real posts, content that was stories that were more vulnerable, more personal, more real. Jenny Gold invited me on her show, and Steve Sullivan's video on National Cancer Survivor Day all happened in a very close period of time. I never planned on doing any of this. Never, ever, ever. Here we are. Okay. So first of all, you have to be comfortable. You have to do it when you feel the time is right. You know, and you don't have to share about your cancer journey. You could share about your family. You could share that you love Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or whatever, coffee or tea.
You said Starbucks?
Whatever. Oh, sorry.
I didn't even think you were allowed to say the word.
As well.
Wash your mouth out with soap. My goodness, Timson.
Well, you know, some people do like those things. You know, they even have a whole language over there that I.
This is true.
But shout out to them. But yeah, and I do want to remind everyone that first of all, thank you for all your donations during these 24 hours. And you can donate down there by going to donations.perspectivesoncancer.com. And all of you who do donate, however much, whether it's $1 or $50 or $500 or whatever you can donate, all of you who donate will be entered into this drawing to win. So many people, and including Nancy and so many others, have donated products and services. Like Nancy has donated a session from Chick with the Tool Belt and a StreamYard session, and Ecamm has donated 3 pro subscriptions and merchandise as well. And StreamYard has donated subscriptions as well and merchandise. And Stefan Kaplan has donated photographs and other photographers and authors, and the list goes on and on. Coaching
Lions
sessions
and tigers and bears.
Oh my!
So the point is, when you donate, you'll be entered into this drawing that's going to happen between 5 and 6 o'clock tomorrow Eastern time during the final celebrations. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Thank you. There's so much to remember. Thank you for reminding everyone about that. And there is a scroll going across the bottom where you can donate 2 different ways. Yes, follow the bouncing fingers, Tim's fingers, or whatever the Tim dance fingers, and the sway. He's got the whole sway here.
Yes, Tim Sway, hashtag Tim Sway.
Tim Sway. And I love what you said. And we've got, you know, this one has joined us.
Shout out to the cat.
Yes, who also wants to be a part of this event. But I love what you said about sharing your story when you're ready, sharing the parts of your story that you are comfortable sharing. There is no one right way to do this, and nothing says that you have to show up, rip your heart open, rip your chest open, and tell everything about you right out the gate, or ever. We talk about radiating real, and radiating real is not telling every secret you've ever held. We are all entitled to the things we keep to ourselves. So you get to choose how much and when to share. And the funny thing is, you said what I always say is, I never planned to tell my story. I never planned for this to happen. And I think that is key. I think when the time is ready, it's not something that you actually plan out necessarily. Lots of people do. But often it just organically comes up where there's a place for your story to be told. And you do it. And I will say, I've been so fortunate, and I know you have too. I've received nothing but support, love, acceptance, and the incredible gifts from people who are willing to share things they've never shared with anyone else with me, and allowing me to inspire them much the same way you have done, not only by radiating real, not only by sharing your cancer journey, but by creating a whole show where people can show up and share their journeys and come to a community that's understanding and loving and really feel immediately accepted. And so bravo to you for all the ways that you are having an impact. And today, the next 24 hours is just one of the many ways you are changing the lives of people, Tim. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Nancy Barrows. And
yes,
a little teaser, during the last hour of the event, there will also be a big announcement being made during the final hour of the event.
Mystery and intrigue.
Hey,
something coming up. Can't say anything else.
Oh man, that's not nice. That's 19 whole hours we have to wait.
Seriously,
I don't know. Is that right? I can't math.
Well, I guess 18 if it's happening in the last. If it's happening in the last hour of the show, then I guess it's 18. right?
Okay. I have no idea.
You
I'll
have
take your
no-
word for it.
well here, so I mean, if you say so, Nancy Deborah.
I say so, and I
Yes.
may totally be wrong, but I say so. Well, we always love having you here with us, Tim. We are, if you're ready, we are going to invite. Can you hang out while Ashok does one last song?
I can hang out. Yeah,
beautiful.
Absolutely. I'd love to hang out with y'all.
All right. Ashok, give a thumbs up. You're ready?
Yeah.
Bring Ashok back.
He's ready. And let's bring him back. You guys, welcome back Ashok and his amazing talents that he is bringing with us tonight. He's been with us for this full first hour. And we appreciate you, and we appreciate you bringing your talents to us, and you're raising awareness. And I want to remind everybody, there is the scroll across the bottom. There are 2 different ways to donate there, but there are other ways to give. Hit share this event, this one, and all of the other live stream events that are part of the 24 hours, and show up. Be in the comments, share your stories, cheer the people on who are here, share the tears with us, tears of joy and tears of sadness, because that's really what life is all about, is together, the things that we get to do together to support one another and cheer one another on.
And shout out to Puffs also.
And shout out to Puffs. I had to get up and get my tissues before. Earlier, I thought you were in trouble though, Tim. I thought I saw you were at the warning tissues, the ones that like change color at the bottom of the box. Are you good?
I don't know about those.
Okay. Well, maybe it's just me because I work in a school. In the bottom of the box.
Tell us about those when we come back here.
Absolutely. Okay, Ashok, why don't you take?
Ashok, thank you so much for being part of this event. It just means so much.
Thank you so much for having me on, and it's an amazing experience. And this is my first debut live show on any kind of social media ever.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
fantastic.
I'm 62, so this is a weird experience for me, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, it's incredible.
You're a pro. You would not know.
So I want to introduce this next song I'm going to play. It's a song by the Paolas, which is a Canadian band. It's called Eyes of a Stranger. And it's one of the few songs that I actually think it's within my vocal range. And I wanted to present the whole song as best as possible. So I recorded the backing track with drums and my bass and things like that earlier on. So you can hear noises that I'm not making right now, just to be honest and authentic about that. But the reason why I chose this song is that when people sometimes get a cancer diagnosis, it's very hard for people sometimes to show up for them, because it's kind of like that disease makes them alienated, or makes them feel like a stranger to people. And I'm not saying everyone has that feeling, but some people do. And I'm a shower-upper, so if anyone I know has a diagnosis like that, I will show up. And I think I'm not asking for anything more than just understanding that's my way. But people who have a cancer diagnosis haven't become a stranger. They're not a stranger, and they need you to show up. And when you show up, yes, it might be awkward, it might be difficult, there might be painful conversations, but it's so helpful just to be there for those people. And I think that's why I'm picking this song, because from my way of thinking, it's an important part of the process of how we can support each other, especially when we're in a difficult situation. So let me start the song. You to see if you're real. Is there nothing, there's something I feel. Will my time take the strain? Or will it break down again? In your lips I sense a danger. You've got the eyes of a stranger.
When you walked in the room, I felt my heart race. Knew I'd be fooled when you looked at your face. In your lips I sensed a danger. You've got the eyes of a stranger. In your lips I sense a danger. You've got the eyes of a stranger. You've got the eyes of a stranger. You've got the eyes of a stranger.
Thank you.
Guys, share the love. Share the
That was incredible.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Thank
It's
you
good
so
when you
much.
got the Mark Lee sway. This is what Mark Lee looks like when he's grooving. His shoulders get moving, and so you just see this part of him because he's just feeling the vibes. that was fantastic. Fantastic. And you have many fans. You have many fans that are with us. Nancy Deborah, there was another one I saw midst while Ashok was right in the thick of it. That I'm sure you probably starred. Yes, that was one of them. Connie had one. Yes. There
Connie,
we go.
I think Connie is one of the guests that Robert Murray have between 2 and 5 a.m. Eastern time. As
Oh,
part
wow.
Of the event.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yes. So shout out to her.
Okay. No climbing. No, sorry, cat. Hi. Well, Ashok, thank you so much for being with us. I hope that you were able to stay with us in the comments and continue to share your talents with us, not just this evening, but anytime we have the opportunity to, oh, hi, I'm being stalked. Anytime we have the opportunity to have you join any event and share your talents and your heart, we're always so appreciative.
Well, I want to thank Tim so much and Brian so much and you, Nancy, so much for allowing me to participate in this and be part of this. I think this is an incredible cause, and I hope we reach our goals and beyond, actually. And you guys are just absolutely beautiful human beings, and the fact that you let me do this with you guys just touches my heart very closely.
We appreciate you.
It would not have been the same without you, Ashok. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, guys, have an amazing night.
And you.
You too.
And I'll see you guys later on. And once again, you made my day.
Thank you for being with us, Ashok.
Thank you for
Same.
being
Really
Thank you,
mutual.
Ashok.
In-home studio. Let's give it up for Ashok. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes. Yes.
Give it up for Brian Schulman.
Oh,
Give it up for Nancy Barrows and the cattail.
And the cat tail. Yes.
Especially the cat tail.
The rest of her is here as well.
Yeah.
And the entire cat body. Yes.
Here she is.
Amazing.
It's my girl.
Well,
by the way, we're almost at 3,000. Come on, open your
Yes,
hearts, family.
yes.
Let's do it. Hour 5. Let's make it to that
Yes.
3,000 mark. Come
Let's
on, we
do
can
it.
do it. We can do it together. We can do it. Every
Yes.
dollar counts. Every dollar counts.
Yes, it does. And Tim, we want to
Yes.
be mindful of time. We have some more things to share. We would love you to stay
Yeah.
with us if you can.
Yes, I'm here for I'm here.
You're here.
Yeah,
You're
this
doing
is you know what we need the song, Brian.
Breaking news.
Whoa.
Breaking
I don't know if I like
news.
that angle. No.
Oh, hi. Who's in control there?
Hey, all right.
Definitely not me.
Okay.
Exactly. Tim has no control.
No control. And that's
Hey,
fine. Well, I don't know if that's fine. with
drifting
me.
across the screen. There we go.
There we go.
Oh.
Man and woman candidate of the year.
Yes, so here this is the 5th hour, everyone. This is the 5th hour of the Open Your Hearts and Wallets for Blood Cancers, a 24-hour fundraiser. And this name actually Nancy Barrows came up with. So thank you for creating the longest name ever. I really appreciate that, Nancy Barrows.
Well done. Well
And
done.
I
thank
took
you for
over it
bowing.
myself as we talk about it. It's really I regret nothing.
We'll get nothing.
Yes, no, it is a wonderful name. It is just a little bit long, especially after the 3-hour launch. Once I got to the 3rd hour, I was like,
yes,
and all the words.
Oh,
I got to the 3rd word, and I was like, and all the words.
Let's do our philanthropic 10 times fast. Come on, philanthropic.
Yes. Good job. Speech pathologist.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I do have a bit of an unfair advantage, I guess, as the speech pathologist.
It is
Oh
true.
my gosh, I know she's like literally like stalking
And
me.
She's ready to jump on your head, neck, if you can't tell. But
yes,
every
and this
dollar
event
counts.
is part of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Man and Woman of the Year philanthropic competition.
Yeah.
Right, Nancy Barrows?
That is exactly it.
That is exactly it. Yeah. So we so appreciate you all being here, showing up, giving what you can. If you can donate, we appreciate it. Donations.perspectivesoncancer.com. If you can't give monetarily, we appreciate if you could hit the share button, tag a friend. Showing up is giving.
Yeah,
Tag someone you don't know. Tag someone you don't know. You never know who can help, right? And over these 24 hours, you've already seen live stream shows going on with cancer survivors and supporters that are sharing their stories, musicians and entertainers performing, and much more. You can go to the same link in order to find out where current live stream show is going on, because every hour for 24 hours, yes, and we're in the 5th hour. So
we're mathing.
2, 3,
4, 5.
Hi, we did it! Yay! Hey, you guys! Yet another way to give. Our dear friend Uncle Dave generously reached out when he saw the event and asked if he could. He asked if he could donate 20% of the sales of his T-shirts. He's got that. Oh, let's see this. There's an R and heart. Beautiful. These designs with such powerful words. And excuse me. I got the T-shirt on. I got a little cold, but it's beautiful. And you guys can get yours. And 20% of that profit, 20% of the sale will be donated to our event. The ready? I'm going to say the long Open Your Hearts and Wallets for Blood Cancers event. And it's just another way for you to donate. So there's so many opportunities. Like we said, money, you can buy products, you can share this event, you can comment on this event, tag people. In fact, you can do all of it. Hey, you don't have to pick just one. We wouldn't make you pick just one. No, come on. One from column A, B, and C. Do them all. Yay.
All of them. Yay!
No, we do have a story that we wanted to share.
We do. Now, recently, Tim and Kara had a conversation with Josh. It's Tehan, right, Tim?
Tehan.
Yes, Josh Tehan on showing up perspectives on cancer, and Josh's son was diagnosed with acute leukemia at the age of
3.
Yes, at
Yeah.
age 3. And he is now 16 and doing well. Both he and his dad are involved in LLS.
That's
and
amazing.
we're actually going to watch part of that conversation together now. So join us as we do
It's
that.
amazing.
Josh, your son Ethan was diagnosed with acute leukemia at age 3, and he's now 16. Could you share a bit about his journey with us, and how did you explain to Ethan that he was sick at, I can't even imagine, at such a young age? How do you do that?
Yeah, that part was tough. You know, it really started. You know, he started having these sharp pains in his lower back and shooting into his legs about the summer of the year that he had turned 3, and didn't really think anything of it. You know, it was kind of normal pain. See, didn't think anything of it because I'm 6'6", so I remember having growing pains when I was growing up. So you kind of attribute it to that, and made enough trips to the physician. They kind of said the same thing, give him Tylenol, kind of let it go. So one of his big things at that age was, you know, he loved to wrestle with Dad. Him and I would do wrestling events all the time. And there was one particular evening where we were in the middle of wrestling, and he dropped to his knees and stopped. And he said, and all he could tell me was, he just said, you know, Daddy, my butt hurts. Daddy, my butt hurts. And he would go and literally in a fetal position and lay in a corner. And then he had a high temperature. And at that point, just said, you know, something's wrong. Something needs a little bit more attention. So the next day, his mom and I had taken him to one of the nearby hospitals, and they ran some blood work on him. And doctor came back in the room and flat out, without explanation, just said, we've got an ambulance coming here right now to come get you guys and take you over to Inova Children's Hospital right away. So that was obviously a long ambulance ride to that hospital, and they had ran tests, and this was around like October, and they had ran tests, about 3 days worth of different tests. And you know, we were sitting in the room, in his room, designated room at the time, and the doctor had come in along with, I can't remember, I think there was another nurse that came in, and they said, you know, Mom, Dad, we'd like for you to, you know, step in this room with us. And his grandmother came along with, and, you know, kind of walked into this room. And it's crazy because I could still see the room. It had that dry personality to it. There was just white walls, a sofa, a chair, and a desk. I mean, it was about, I would say that's how I felt when I got the news at that moment, when he said, your son has leukemia. I mean, those are the words that still echo in my head today, and that you can't unhear. My initial reaction to that, again, was I was numb. Like, I just was numb. There was no emotion. It was just a flood of, oh my God, like, now what? Like, what does that mean? Like, what is it? You know, there's a slew of questions that come into play. Obviously his mother and his grandmother were, you know, taken back by that and very emotional from the get-go, and rightfully so. But man, you just have a flood of things that, you know, come into your mind. And the crazy thing is that the doctor says, you know, we have to start something immediately. Like, we have to start this now. And you're signing paperwork like right away. I mean, you just heard the news, you're signing paperwork. You don't even know what the hell you're reading. There's a lot of stuff right there. So we had to really look at them and go, we got to soak this in. Like, we've got to get our mind right here. Because you want to make phone calls. You want to, like, what do we do? How do we tell him? And he goes, well, you guys need to go tell him. We said, well, how do you tell a 3-year-old that they have cancer? How do you tell somebody, your own child? I don't care what age they're at, but the fact that they're 3 years old, they don't know what that is. So his mom and I agreed, you know, that we went into the room. It was just the 3 of us, and we said, you know, son, you're sick. You know, the doctor says you're sick. You don't feel good. We're going to be here for a while. That's all you can tell him. And, you know, he's just, okay. thinking nothing of it. Now, it was the month after that was very, very, very tough. And that was just, I call it the shock and awe month. It was literally just getting peppered with different kinds of chemotherapy medicine, because when you sign the paperwork, we signed off on a particular program that was successful for this type of leukemia. So we really hit the ground running. So that first month, man, that's an unforgettable month. Truly as a parent. And I think the fact that he was 3 years old was a good thing in a way, if you want to look at it, because he doesn't remember a lot of it, if at all much of anything. But as a parent, you're now faced with the control and the protection that you typically have for your child is now not yours to do anymore. It really isn't. And now you're forced to learn. You're forced to be more of a consoling person, maybe a different aspect of being protective. And it's just a wild ride. And I'll say this as a parent of anyone who has a child who has cancer, you really have to not look at it long term. You have to look at it just day by day and just treat it as today, we're going to get through the whole day. That's how we're going to do it. We can't worry about tomorrow. We forgot about yesterday. We just got to get through today. And that was the hard thing to adjust with. So it was that first month I just remember the most. It was very disheartening many times, and starting to lose his hair. I shaved my head and shaved his head ahead of losing a lot of it, because I certainly didn't want his mom washing his hair and having clumps fall out. So it's that physical aspect of it. But it was tough. So that journey, it was a 2-year program. It ended up being 3 for a certain reason. I won't speak of it here, but it ended up being a little longer than it needed to be. So he ended up with extra chemo medicine. So it was a long 3 years. It was a long 3 years. I mean, you looked at a lot of things he missed. There's that, there's a lot of childhood missed in there. Not going out, not seeing friends. You barely have enough energy to walk around the facility, much less out of the room. And you got to get them out and moving. It's just, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. And us as parents are getting pulled in different directions, because we still got to work, still got to focus, still got to, you're living on the edge for every day. So.
Truly incredible story shared. This was the getting the diagnosis and the first month. We want to share another moment with you.
Diagnosis of your 3-year-old child. Cancer is never good. Receiving a cancer diagnosis is never welcomed. But as Josh said, as a parent, like your control, your ability to protect your child and be able to tell them they're going to be okay. And I can only imagine. And yes, I'm going to do that thing where I hit you guys up right now while you're in the middle of this feeling, to open your hearts and wallets and go to that donation page and find $5, find whatever it is. For me, I don't need another Starbucks, but the Joshes and Ethans and Tims and Brooklyns of the world, that cup of coffee that I can donate to Leukemia and Lymphoma Society makes a huge difference in their world. So please, anything you can give, if we can save just one family from having the same experience, man, oh man, have we done something incredible.
Yeah, so true. And we were just hearing the story earlier of Laura Rappa, the mom of McCoy, who's the Girl of the Year earlier, and and McCoy is now 6 years old. She was diagnosed at age 4. You know, so another story of a child being diagnosed with leukemia. And you know, it's just so hearing all these stories, you know, of parents and you know, hearing the journey of the child, but as well the perspective of the parents. You know, it's just
the family. The whole family goes through it, and we are hearing these are stories where the best possible outcome. These are families that are talking about an experience that passed and have their child still sitting next to them at the dinner table, and, you know, driving them crazy and making them pull out their hair, and, you know, get to celebrate their birthdays every year. These are the success stories, and the success stories comes from the research on the medication. It comes from the support the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society can give to these families as they are going through it. This is the dollars we give here, you guys, the stories you're hearing are made possible by people like you and me. Yes, there are scientists and there are doctors and they're out there doing their thing, but they can do their thing because of people like you and I, or you and me. My English is gone, but because of people like us, because of people like us who are willing to donate time, energy, and money. We know it's not easy, but that money, every dollar counts. If you can give $1, give $1. If you can give 10, give 10, 100, 1,000, whatever you can give. And I'm going to, after seeing that story and hearing Brooklyn's earlier, I'm going to say, if you think you can give 1, give 2. If you think you can give 5, give 6. And I know for me, that $1 difference will make it makes a far bigger difference in my life if I donate it to Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, because I am helping people who are living with, going through. First, tomorrow, somebody's going to be in a doctor's office and get a cancer diagnosis, or a cancer diagnosis for their 3-year-old child, or their best friend, their sister, their brother, their spouse, themselves. And man, oh man, I am so grateful to not be the one in that office. And one of the ways I can show that gratitude is by giving funds to help the people who are getting that diagnosis.
I can't hear you, Brian Schulman.
I can't hear you. No.
Fantastic. I love when the mute button doesn't come up. My timing was great. I was right there, but you just couldn't hear me. I said, yes, you can donate. You can donate by going to donations.perspectivesoncancer.com to donate by check. You can make it out to LLS, mail to Tim Sohn, 120 Cara Lane, Shahola, PA 18458. We also shared that our friend Uncle Dave is giving 20% of those funds that are generated via the Getting Your R in Hearts t-shirt. Nancy Deborah showed it to you earlier. I'm sure she'd be happy to lift her shirt up again so you can see it.
That sounds terrible. She'd be happy to lift her shirt up again.
It's under her sweatshirt. It's under her sweatshirt.
Please.
It's a little chilly for a short sleeve shirt right now. But
yeah, right there. There it is. It's a fantastic t-shirt. You can get so many different R's that resonate with you.
Hey, resonate's an R.
Hey, resonate is an R. Yes, resolute. I've got mine. It fell. Like no.
Right. There were so many good choices.
Yes, there's so many fantastic shirts, you guys. And again, 20% of those donations. Dave saw the event get posted up. It's on every platform. He said, "How can I help?" He was kind enough to bring
Lifting
Nancy
hearts
and I
to him. Lifting hearts.
We are lifting hearts to him. He was kind enough to bring Nancy and I on his podcast to talk about this incredible fundraiser.
I saw that.
Yes.
I heard that. You guys are amazing.
It was wonderful.
Seriously.
He literally moved everything around last minute, pushed an episode so that you could get this out prior to the event kicking off. Uncle Dave, we love you. We appreciate you. We can't thank you enough for your huge heart. We shared the incredible story of Josh and his 3-year-old son. Well, there was a moment of realizing that his son was destined for greatness, and this was not the end of his story. And we'd like to share that moment with you right now.
There's a lot of childhood missed in there. Not going out, not seeing friends. you barely have enough energy to walk around the facility, much less out of the room. And you got to get them out and moving. It's just, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. And us as parents are getting pulled in different directions because we still got to work, still got to focus, still got to, I mean, you're living on the edge for every day. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can't imagine either. And I love how you did say, I mean, how do you tell a 3-year-old that he has cancer? Like what goes through his mind, right? And
nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You're like so worried, like, because he's like, what is that, right?
But that's the beauty of it. He didn't ask. He's, it's weird because he's in this room, but the room has like a Nintendo Wii. It's got a PlayStation. He sees it like, oh, I'm cool. I've got like things that I need, and I got people feeding me. What do I care? But it was the not knowing and entering the tough parts that struck it. But he was so resilient. I'll say this, and it depicts about his personality today. And his mom and I saw it firsthand that he was going to be something special. I remember a particular moment where we were, you're laying next to his bedside constantly. We're trying to do shifts. You're not sleeping as parents. It's just the way it is. You got nurses coming in on rotation every hour, 2 hours, checking vitals. They're waking him up. He's not sleeping. Like it's nonstop. Every day it's like that. But there was one particular night he had to go pee. So you have to help him up. He's just this little guy. You have to help him up and stand up in bed and hold a container for him to pee in. And he's got his mom on one side and me on the other. And he had his arms, and I'll never forget it. He had his one arm around me, one arm around his mom. And middle of the night, he had already gone through treatment that day, bald head, and he just smiled. That's all he did. He looked at us both and smiled, just because we were both there. Yeah. That's when I knew he's going to do something good in life. And at the age of 16, I see that same little boy who smiled. Oh, wow. That's the way I see him. That kid in the back, that's him. That's him.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. We talk about the many different ways that and Josh, thank you so much for sharing that with all of us. We talk about all the many ways that you can give. Start tagging randomly now people in the comments. There are people out there who want to give that need to find us. It happens every single day, guys. You don't know about it. And until you let them know, they're not going to be able to give and to support. And we appreciate you and your giving and supporting in every which way possible. Speaking of someone who gives that has a huge heart, Daniel Hall, as many of you know, is someone who is an incredible giver and has the biggest heart in the world and shares and gives in every which way that he can. Well, he put together a truly incredible video for this amazing event. And if you haven't seen it yet, we want to share it with you right now. Wow. Just wow. He's just absolutely incredible. Like I was like welling up in my throat and just my heart was beating, and it just, you feel that. Absolutely amazing.
You know, when I was thinking of someone to create a launch video for this event, I thought of Daniel Hall because of his huge heart, but I did not realize that he had several connections to cancer. I had no idea until we spoke about it. And Daniel Hall is also including, as in the drawing, a opener video worth $3,000. So also, we are now over $3,000. Speaking of $3,000, we are now at $3,021.17.
We did it. We knew you could. Together we can do anything.
Together, hashtag together. And Mariella put in the comments that she and Steve made a small donation on behalf of her and Steve. So much love to both of you. Thank you so much.
I love you, Mariella. Thank you so
much. Love you guys.
It means so much, and every dollar counts. No amount is too small. And
you saw what we just did. You know it's not.
It is not. It is not. We see you. We see you. We hear you, and we feel you. So
we're poking you.
We're poking you. Gabe shut up. We poked him.
This is getting weird.
Gabe,
no, Ryan, we are not done yet. We have 15 minutes.
No.
15 minutes left.
You're just in time.
That's right, as Nancy Dever always says, you're just in time.
Yes.
Exactly. We're gonna get up close and personal with you right now.
Okay.
Yes. It's just in.
Oh,
you're
radiating real.
You're right on time. You're not seeing things. Tim has hearts on his forehead.
Is this cable news or something?
This is being up since 4:15 a.m. That's what this is.
This is your dance.
Hello over there.
This is my dance space.
Hello over there. Hello.
Hey, look, if we put our heads close enough, we'll become one.
Oh God,
not really, because we all would lean over.
Wait, hold on. Lean on me.
What are you doing?
When you're not. Wait, what are we doing?
I don't know. Nancy never leaning in one direction.
Wait, which way are we? This is
singing a song.
Yes. Well, welcome.
Wait, no, I was trying. What?
Oh, we were trying. It wasn't going to work though. But Stefan is here.
B-fam, my B-fam.
Either way, the three of us can be on here. We don't have to be up close, personal, and
fine. We'll just
there you
keep
go.
It's fine.
We'll keep this view as a nice view. Hey, you guys, I think if I got it right, I got it wrong. But next up, from midnight to 2 a.m.
Yes.
You guys will continue on with Kara and Steve Sullivan.
Yes.
And then after that, you will join Robert Murray as he hosts the next 3 hours from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
For the Open Your Hearts and Wallets for Blood Cancer, a 24-hour fundraising event. You guys, you're programmed and ready to go for the next 5 hours. What more could you ask for? Good friends, good topic, great conversation. Bet.
What?
I said maybe Tim will sing a song for us. I mean,
let's not get carried away.
Hey, Gabe, hop on anywhere. You want to hop on with us? I will send you the link. Hop on wherever you can, especially those overnight segments. It's hard. It's hard to do this, you guys. So
yes, especially Robert Murray. He has 3 hours, but he does have 2 guests. Carl Sullivan is on from 5 to 7 o'clock Eastern Time.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. And Rush Johns is on from 7 to 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time.
Yes.
As well.
Well, there you go. There's lots of people who are here and helping. And Gabe, jump in wherever you can and want to. Send you the link. Okay, I'm going to do it via Messenger, I think.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Gabe Leal, the one and only super producer, Gabe Leal.
Yes. We appreciate
the stream tornado.
The stream
appreciate
tornado.
You, Gabe.
We do appreciate you.
We talk about how showing up can truly change lives, and that Tim is now cancer free. But as you know, that could change in a heartbeat, and many are not cancer free. And they're struggling right now as we speak. Each person's story is different. Each person is impacted in a different way, as we have discovered and showing up. And speaking of stories, we shared a story with you earlier. We're going to share it with you again. The story of Brooklyn, who had cancer, was cancer-free.
Let me get my puffs. getting my
Yes,
puffs.
get your puffs ready.
Get your puffs. Get your Kleenex.
Was cancer free and then relapsed.
Thank you, Stefan, for being available. Have a good snooze.
Thank you,
Yes,
Stefan.
thank you, Stefan, my brother from another mother.
We love you. Appreciate you. Here's Brooklyn's story.
Maybe, okay, so you're recording? Yes. Okay, maybe say, hi, my name is Brooklyn.
My name is Brooklyn. This is my identical twin sister, Alyssa. And this is my pet bearded dragon, Smaug. I love my dragon a lot. I would describe myself as very passionate. I love to write. I like to play the violin. I remember getting the biopsy results in my sister's bedroom. Diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. I had just turned 21. I was terrified on my first day of treatment. And before I knew it, I was getting continuous chemo for 96 hours straight. But none of it was working. At that point, we realized that we couldn't pass up any opportunities. And we had to take every moment that we could. So one of the things we did was take time for me and my sister to go find me a wedding dress. Not because I was getting married, but just to have the experience and to be able to find that perfect dress with my sister and share that moment together, since we knew that we couldn't guarantee it anymore. We were trying to learn everything we could about my diagnosis. That's why we went to LLS's blood cancer conference. And from that day on, LLS just became a big part of our lives. They helped me find meaning through volunteering and sharing my story. And they just gave me a blood cancer family. I thank LLS the most for funding my clinical trial. Getting the compassionate acceptance was really exciting, but my goodness, it was rough. I finally got a remission. I relapsed less than 3 months later. We were sitting on a concrete bench outside the hospital thinking, why did we ever do this? A lot of feelings of defeat. I just kept asking how. How could we have done all of this? None of it mattered then. I still had cancer. So here we are. I've received all the standard treatments and even the newest blood cancer advances. And the only option now is treatment that just might slow down the cancer and buy a little bit of time. It's really hard to watch yourself get sicker. If you're not in the hospital for chemo, you're there because you have fluid in your chest or have another infection or need another blood transfusion. I'm exhausted and my family is exhausted. But I love my family and I love living life with them. We're relying on something better, more research. You give us the hope that we're hanging on to for my life. LLS calls me an honored hero, but really, you're my heroes.
You know, every story of cancer is difficult to hear. And we just shared some that had endings to celebrate. But not all stories have a happy ending. And we send love and light to Brooklyn and her family. And we send donations to Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, who has given her access to cutting edge treatments and support for her family in this journey, in this fight that she is in the middle of, and she is not giving up, and neither are we. So you guys go donate what you can. And again, like I said to you earlier, if you can donate $1, donate 2. If you can do 5, do 6. That $1 is going to make such a difference in your life because you are making the difference in someone else's.
And every dollar counts. So donate by going to donations.perspectivesoncancer.com. You can donate by check, make it out to LLS, mail to Tim Sohn, 120 Cara Lane, Shahola, PA, 18458. Now we have another friend who is here to join us tonight. It is the Stream Tornado, Gabe Leal. Gabe, how are you?
What's up, folks? So,
hey, Gabe.
Let's bring a little light to this.
I think your curtain's on fire, Gabe.
I know.
Speaking of light,
yes,
you brought the light.
Bring the light. Let's look at it from the perspective of the other way, of how to celebrate these people, these warriors who've come before. And despite losing their battle, it's not in vain, correct? I think that's the part that I choose to look at these sort of things. So one of my best friends growing up, her name's Catalina. She lost her mom and 2 of her sisters to cancer. But seeing how she's had to live that life and how she chooses to approach it gives me hope.
Yeah.
That no matter what, man, even when the odds are stacked against you, right? That it's none of this is in vain. So that's from the perspective I love to look at any of these stories that people go through, because they provide us with stories of strength, unbelievable strength, superhuman strength sometimes. Seeing a 13-year-old who has cancer, knowing that she's not probably going to make it yet, faces the challenge with a smile. That, to me, speaks volumes of how we really are and the capabilities of who we are as human beings. That is the untapped potential that I think we never really truly understand. So I love to hear these stories, even as heartbreaking as they are. It is the reality of what life is. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to donate $100, and if somebody matches me, I'll donate another 100. So it'll be $200 going. So if somebody matches my $100 offer, you're actually going to be getting $300 out of it.
Hey, so, Brian Schulman, if we each donate $50, I think you're on the hook for 2 there, Gabe.
I don't math very well, but that makes sense to me.
If the math adds up,
we can make this happen.
Oh my gosh!
Or if anybody else out there wants to partake in this, come on.
Go on. That's how these things start, man.
And Gabe, I love your perspective, and one of the things I love about this event, and I love about the showing up Perspectives on Cancer, is that people get to share their perspective, and everybody has a different perspective, right? It's hard. It can be, cancer can be really serious, and cancer does suck, right? Often, but right, there are cancer warriors, there are cancer survivors, there are cancer thrivers, there are low moments, there are high moments, there are, and everybody's story is different. So I really appreciate you showing up and bringing the light tonight, because we certainly need light during an event like this. So I appreciate you so much, Gabe.
Hey, man, look, this is all part of it. This is all part of what we do, man. Because in the end, no matter what we're doing, man, we're all here to help. I mean, this is what I preach. We are here to help lift and support each other. It's what I do every single day.
Absolutely.
And that's part of what all this is about. Whether it's in doing this, whether it's in helping somebody else get discovered, whatever the cause, this is what it's all about. Is being able to be that individual that no matter what, you're able to support. Because I'm going to tell you what, there's going to be times when there's been times I've been on my knees and I need somebody to lift me up, and they've been there to pick me up and help me get along. So it's that circle of reciprocity that I always talk about. It's such a magical thing, something that I will always hammer home on, because it's true. The amount of gratitude that you show, man, it's going to multiply tenfold.
Absolutely.
So I always think of that in terms of how I choose to share my stories, bring people on, or help people get their voices discovered. That's it. And you know what? Yeah, there is a part of me that works to do this as a business, but it's also a passion and love to do this to help people.
And we know your heart, Gabe, and I can say from having you in my life and the ways you've helped me that every word of it is true. We are now at 9 o'clock, so we are going to quickly. It went so fast. We are going to thank you all for being here with us. Thank you all
Gabe.
for the donations. Thank you, Gabe, for coming in last minute. Hi, Rob. I see you in the comments.
Yes.
We are going to direct you to the next segment, which is over with Kara and Steve Sullivan, and I believe it is on Kara's channel.
Yes, if you go over to donations.perspectivesoncancer.com, the link is right there. You can click the image or the words right on the top of the page. And Kara and Steve Sullivan. Steve Sullivan is one of the people that inspired me to share my story as well, besides Nancy Barrows and Jenny Gold. So head on over there. They will be there from midnight to 2 a.m. Eastern time, 2 hours of full force. Kara Ulker and Steve Sullivan. So
there it is.
You don't want to miss it, Gabe. I would say you go over there. That was a incredible offer. Let's see. You do it again, but your perspective was phenomenal. And I don't know, maybe every segment you go on
What's
and
up
see
with
if you
this
can
view?
get matching donations.
I just love seeing you up close and personal.
I know.
So we love each and every one of you.
Thank you so much to all of you. So much love. Beautiful hearts.
Love.
So generous. All the love to you. Now get out of here. Go to Kara's channel.
Go. Get out of here.
Go do it.
Bye. Bye. Go. Like really. Go.
Out.
Now. Go.
Bye.
We love you. Have a great night.
We love you because we love you. We want you to leave.
Live on in
Yes. Leave.
Yes. It's because we love you that you need to get out.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Do that right now.
Good night, everyone.
We love you. Have an incredible morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are around the world. And remember, when you give, your hearts grow. We look forward to seeing you very soon.
I mean, just get rid of me like that? I mean,
not at all.
Sheesh.
Bye, guys. We love you.
Bye. I'm hitting end because they have to leave.
Hold on. I'm doing it.